won the toss. They deferred to the second half. They sit comfortably in the top half of the. They are in, I believe, Division II, Region 8.
He's wrapped up by number 1, Pitts, and number 3, Stark for the Pirates. Brings up 4th down. Number 25, Wolf, but he fumbled it, and it's recovered by the Pirates.
Showing he's actually out there playing some defense and showing some toughness.
And there was no.
Hello? Alexis!
Penalty went against the Pirates.
first and 10 at about the 6-yard line where they're lined up, and you have Cloyd in the backfield at quarterback.
Along with Pitts.
Cloyd back to pass.
Pitts picks up the blitz.
Cloyd gets rid of it late, dumps it off to number
11. That's Ben Carpenter.
Recovered by West Carrollton.
And there was another fumble on the play, but West Carrollton recovered it.
The pass was complete to number
It's a nice job by Cloyd. You know, he was in the middle of getting hit, and he's able to get rid of that thing.
player down.
There is a player down, and you see Cloyd actually jogged off the field here. So
I believe that's Carpenter. God, I hate to see a start like this on one of the first plays of the game. See a quick injury.
None of this is in the program. Like the kickoff. I have no idea what that would be. Kind of like let's say
not a way you want to be on senior night.
I mean, that was the effective. Right. Result wasn't.
Maybe we see if we have a
Was it purposely done?
replay of that. See there, he's up.
Number 11.
And yes, that was Carpenter who,
And he's up.
and he is not putting any pressure on that left foot. I wonder if he's even going to make it to the sideline.
Yeah, that's real tough, man.
Oh, they're almost dragging him off the field. That is not a good injury. They back to football here. A handoff goes to Pitts.
And he's going to get out across the 20-yard line, so he's going to pick up a first down.
So there we talked about West Carrollton forcing turnovers is how they're going to stay in this game.
We also talked about how they kind of, at least the last couple games, have been using
Both quarterbacks.
both quarterbacks right there. We saw Kevin Davis come in, play some quarterback. They call him KD, and he's a very talented player.
And now you see number 8 for Troy, Bobby Rolfs, laying down on the ground too.
And I guess that's
I don't know
one
if you
thing
could
that
really
happens.
say it's cramping because it wasn't hot today.
Right, but I was just about to say, I guess that starts to happen once it gets cold. You know, the heads start to hurt a little more, and
I think they hurt all the time. It just, the cold stings it a little bit more.
right.
Not one, I would not want to be out there. Now you got Cloyd back in there, quarterback. So West Carrollton picked up a first down. That last run by Pitts. You see Pitts goes in motion. Cloyd, 2-step drop, throws it to the far sideline. And it was intended to Riley.
Not quite enough on that, but
No, you kind of saw Riley kind of went from receiver to defender on that.
yeah, but Cloyd did not have any time to make.
No, it was a
decision.
2-step drop, and he had to throw it very quickly. I did not see who came off that left side of the
It was
line.
Devin Strobel, number 22. He came in very quickly.
So it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 22. You got 3 receivers down here at the bottom of the screen for West Carrollton, and it's going to be an end-around handoff with Robinson, and he might gain 2 on the play.
Robinson from the Pirates. He brought down number 30, Akins from Troy.
Tackled by number 30, Caleb Akins from the Trojans.
Gonna put the ball on the 26.
It's actually a gain of 4.
So not a bad run play right there.
So there you see Strobel and Kellen Strayer on that Trojans defensive line. So you got 3rd and 6 here for the Pirates. Cloyd, low snap, picks it up off the ground, throws it out to, that is number 9, Christopher Yao, who forced that fumble on the first play, or on the Trojans' first drive.
But there was not
You see
a lot
here,
of
look at
room
the,
there.
I mean, the ball is
Number 7, Miller from Troy.
on the ground. Well, no, he drops it. That wasn't a bad snap. Little
It was
low,
a little
but
low, but definitely could have hauled that one in. Noah Miller, the man to make the stop there for the Trojans.
Is that Darrell Pope out there punting?
Did not see the number, Jared.
A high kick. Fair caught by, that was number 30, Atkins at the 47-yard line for Troy. So Troy will have good starting field position again here for their second drive offensively. And really, I think they were just a fantastic play from Yao from potentially scoring on their opening drive.
Yeah, they were doing a really nice job, you know, picking up a couple yards here, a couple yards there. Everyone kind of knows how, you know, these wing T type offenses run, you know, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and eventually you break a nice one. And they were right there in scoring position, and then Yao able to force the fumble.
And you are right about that wing T offense, because, I mean, with the guards and tackles moving and pulling, kind of hard to find in the backfield because the way Chanel ran it at Miamisburg, you'd have, and I kind of see what he has here. He has Kowicki at whatever opposite side of the guards are going to be pulling, and then Ward will be in the backfield, and then it just depends. If the guards get out there and make that hole to the right, the quarterback will turn around and hand it to him or pitch it to Kowicki on the end or on the reversal coming back. Like we said, saw that a lot with Miamisburg Chanel's last year, and that was when Josh Myers was the anchor of that guard running and switching, and I think most kids just got out of the way of that.
Well, yeah, I mean, he went and had a great career there at Ohio State, and now
starting center for the Packers. So
yeah, they're in the
he's
NFL.
handing it off to
He's come a long
MVP
way
Aaron
from
Rodgers.
He's come a long way from G-Walk.
And when he was at Miamisburg, I mean, he didn't even play center. He was the right tackle or right guard. I think he kind of just liked that one, hitting people on the outside. But I remember actually it was against Troy the one time I ever saw him play defense. First 3 defensive snaps, 3 sacks, and about a loss of 15 for the 3 sacks he got. So
Complete domination.
and that was in the playoffs. Imagine if he would have played defense like throughout, not just that season, but throughout, mixing him up and playing 2 ways.
Yeah, well, I mean, when guys like him, they're just different level athletes, man. I mean, he probably could have gone out there and dropped 25 and 15, you know, for their basketball team, you know.
And interesting you say that. He did play basketball and started varsity freshman and sophomore year.
Oh, okay. I actually didn't know that.
He kind of was like a old Celtics Brian Scalabrini player. Go up. I mean, he definitely a lot more rebounding than shooting. He did, but yeah, he definitely was a force to be in the middle with. And then kind of like that Luke Kennard thing. Kennard was quarterback for Franklin through junior year, and then Coach K kind of said, like, if you're going to come play, you're not going to play football. I don't want to take a chance of you getting hurt senior year, which is completely understandable. I mean, he had a decent career with Duke. I think he won 1 national championship.
I don't remember.
I don't either. That was a long time ago. It's hard to believe we've been doing this that long. Myers is. I mean, this is his 2nd or 3rd year in the NFL, and it's like, good Lord, that was.
And Luke Kennard's been in the NBA for how long?
I think he was a year or 2 ahead of Myers, and he stayed all 4 years at Duke.
Yeah.
It's like, gosh, we're getting old, Andy.
Yeah, time flies, Jared.
I mean, when I first started, Miamisburg had an old running back named Jacob Clark when I first started, and then his younger brother comes through and breaks his record 6 years later. It's like,
well, and now Valley View has a Jacob Clark.
No, I don't think it's a real.
Well, irony.
Yeah. And you see here, that's Ward.
No, that's
correct.
Oh, and another fumble.
And West Carrollton, I think, forced another one and recovered it.
Yes, that one. I believe that was Richard Stark.
It is. West Carrollton, 2 forced fumbles and recoveries in this first quarter.
And so no, that was number 13, Willie Ritchie, on the fumble.
I can tell you who's not going to be carrying the ball the rest of the night.
Yeah, Willie Ritchie.
And I mean, that's the thing with the wing T. I mean, you practice it. I mean, you could plug out anybody that you want, but Kind of surprised. I mean, the 2 fumbles weren't the predominant carriers of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to take another look at this replay here. And you talked about Richie. He's that one right there at the top. He comes down in motion. The guard they felt made the move. And who? I cannot see. That looked like 6 maybe.
Yes.
Bird put his helmet right on the ball.
Was able to knock it free.
And after that, that was a loss of 3 on the play as we get back to live football.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though. Even though it was a loss of 3, you got to kind of commend Pitts right there, because it could have been a loss of a lot more. He was bottled up in the backfield, and I mean he still got bottled up in the backfield, but it could have been a loss of 5 or 6, and he was able to fight almost back to the line.
Cloyd in motion, throwing it to the far outside, and it is bounced off, I think, both of them.
And the defender never turned his head around, or that could have been a pick. It was the ball was placed in a pretty good spot by Cloyd, because like I said, the defender never looked. And Yao kind of had a chance to make a play, or excuse me, I guess that was Kadari, but they just were not able to connect on that play.
7.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. 3rd and 13 at the 50.
KD is now the quarterback.
Throws
Gets away
it
quickly
to Robinson. Robinson makes a man miss, and I think he has enough for the first down.
It's very
It is,
close, but
it
I
is.
believe so. Jared, great job.
Last week, Robinson caught a season-high 11 passes in their game against Sydney.
Spectacular. I didn't even see that one on the stat sheet.
Oh, come on, Andy, I do the work.
Hey, now, calm down, Jared.
That first down moves it to the 34. Pickup of about 17 on the play.
12Q, 8
Cloyd looks like he's making some adjustments. Play clock's down to 5. Oh, it was some trickery.
Play.
And now they're going to throw it out to Cloyd, and he cannot come down with it. But
Just a little too high for him.
is that kind of looks like the 2-point conversion from the longest yard? You see Cloyd looking, he's trying to move the lineman, and he looks over at Mobley, and he's like, throws his hands up in the air.
It was close. Just that was so close. That would have
It
been
almost worked.
That would have been a trick.
I mean, that wasn't a bad pass by Robinson. It just
a little out of reach.
now you see they're going to go to the far side against Bauer Jones, and that's intercepted.
Intercepted. They were looking for Aret Kadari, and it was just put a little bit too close to the inside of the field. Or actually, it looks like that's Yao now. It was just a little bit too far to the inside of the field, and the defender is able to pick that one off.
Intercepted by number 1. It looked like Gonzalez for the Trojans. And yeah, that was intended to Yao. So we've got 3 turnovers in the first 6.5 minutes of play so far. So it'll be...
Well, at least the Pirates have completely flipped field position. The first time they got the ball, they got it at their own 6.
Now they pin him here with that fumble, and then
Big hole.
Here's a big run here by, is that Ward?
Yes, and he's still
And Ward
moving.
out to the 25, or across the 25, out to almost the 30.
That was an incredible run there by Ward. Pickup of 25.
You see, they just made one big hole, and then I can't tell who that is.
He
He's
just keeps
dragging with him.
keeps his legs churning. That is number 3, Richard Stark. He was the guy who recovered the last fumble. Never gave up on that play.
There's a flag, and it looks like it's going to be a false start against the Pirates.
Yeah,
or Trojans.
I think Kowecki may have gotten may have been in motion at the start of the play. I think he started a little early.
So 1st and 15 for the Trojans. So we approach 6 minutes left in the first quarter. And here's a run, and there's another
Ward's
flag.
gonna get it again, and
I think that one's going to be in the area of holding.
we will look to the refs to see what their call is. But it looks as though the Trojans are walking back towards their end zone, so exactly what you suspected, Jared. It's going to be a hold.
Call him as I see him. So that's going to be first and... That's going to be first and about... That's they're back inside the 10.
If it comes to that, I will. But right now, I look at the schedule. I probably won't.
First and 26, 27, it looks like.
They're going to go back to Ward. He
And
finds
Ward
another hole.
gets about half of that penalty back.
He's going to get up to around the 24-yard line.
He's brought down number 6 bird for the Pirates.
And see that goes in. Their Troy's back up to the line quickly.
They're going to go the other
Strong
way.
pitch out to Ward, and Ward almost wrapped up in the backfield. 2 people could have got him. Ward first down
He's
at the 40.
across
He's
the
at the
50.
50, and he is going to be finally brought down from behind at the 30 by number 6, Devin Bird.
And I want to see which Pirate that was able to bust into the backfield and was not able to pull him down.
That was the last run. Another strong one. Now you see Ward is going to come out of the game, and it doesn't look. And actually, we talked about Steve Chanel earlier. There he is. But we kind of the way Ward almost looked like he slowed up a little bit. The way he kind of covered the ball up. I don't know if he's just getting tired and winded, but and there is Kowecki with a carry, only about a gain of 1.
Yes. The ball goes number 23, Kowecki for Troy.
Peyton Barbosa and Brendan Waddle in on the stop.
Barbosa from the Pirates. Captain Barbosa.
Yeah, now that's pity.
Captain Barbosa.
You gotta do it. I will. Wrapped up by Captain Barbosa.
He does it again.
Trojans up to the line.
2nd and 10, pitch out, and there's a fumble on the ground, but Kowecki recovers it. So I think if you're Everhart, you did not plan on fumbling 3 times in this first quarter.
Yeah, the lack of discipline by the Trojans, they're really shooting themselves in the foot here in the early going.
He's covered by number 50, Curry.
See a
3rd down.
overcast night here the first week of October. Definitely can feel the wind change, or the weather change. It is a windy night. That's going to make it 3rd and 17. And actually, he's going to be Troy's first pass of the game. Steps up, throws it long way across the field to Kowecki, and it is incomplete. Nice defense there by the Pirates.
Beautiful coverage there. I believe
Is
that's
that Yao?
Yao.
I think
yes. Great job. He never turned around, but he did a good job of reading the receiver's eyes.
A heads-up play by the cameraman.
Puts his arms up and puts his hands up, and at the right time.
That's the only thing you can do. You see, like he saw Kowecki go up, and he just went full spread eagle on that.
And the ball hits him in the back. Really nice defense there.
Nice job by the cameraman not to get fooled by that too. Now you see it's going to be 4th and 17, and you would think with with how the Pirates haven't really, I mean, they haven't moved the ball well. I mean, if you think about going for it here, I mean, if you don't get the first down, if you get to like the 25, it's virtually the same as punting it and going into the end zone for a touchback. So, I mean, I agree with this. I mean, it's too long for a field goal, too windy for field goals tonight, I would believe.
The wind's a little gusty.
Yeah, no flags on the goalpost, so we got to look at the ones out here.
All right, we have to look at the actual flag.
So, I mean, 4th and 17 now, there's not really much that that Troy probably has in the playbook for that.
Ray
you see
Riley
there.
almost able to get the quarterback.
Heads up player was for Hubbard. I'll remind you that is the timeout clock running on our screen there. We got 3:28 left here in the first quarter. I think if you'd have told Mobley before the game, he'd have, I mean, towards the end of the first quarter, 2 fumbles and he be tied, or still tied ball game, I think he'd take that.
Oh, yeah, for sure, Jared. Especially because the Pirates, they've really struggled with starts.
And here can be a pass back to pass, throws it middle of the field, and it is too far out of the intended reach.
Into double coverage.
You saw that was Donald Stanley, the quarterback, number 18, throwing it, and West Carrollton takes over on turnover on downs there. And West Carrollton, this will be their 3rd possession this quarter.
Saw Logan Cloyd there being a pass rusher on that last play. Put some nice pressure on the quarterback, made him step up in the pocket.
See, he's going to take a water break, and you're going to have, I think that was that KD out there again.
Yep, number 7, Kevin Davis.
It's going to be a handoff, and that was just a bad read.
And they read that one from the beginning.
You see there, number 22, Strobel gets back in the backfield immediately. That's at least the 3rd or 4th time he's been back there, almost before he could have tackled both. Strobel, and then you got number 57 there as well, Owen Harlemert.
As well as 82, Giancarlo Fuentes.
And you see a shot of the West Carrollton crowd. There's a pass to Robinson. Robinson gets across the original line of scrimmage. Gain of about 3 on the play. Tackled by Aikens.
Get up to the 41. Nice job by Yao, hanging on that block as long as he can and not get the penalty called.
That was close. I was watching that more than Robinson coming out with the catch. Play clock is at 14. You see Mobley now going to bring all the receivers but one to the bottom.
KD directing traffic.
It's going to be a quick pass out to Robinson, and that looked like it was tipped at the line.
Pass intended for 0, Robinson, Pirates falls incomplete.
Now these are possessions for West Carrollton where smart move, go ahead and punt this one away. You don't want to give Troy a short field.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be number 8, Darrell Pope, out there punting the ball. 5'8" as your punter.
Yeah, I think
low snap. Actually, Pope's going to keep it. Pope's got a hold of the outside, and Pope has the first down. And I know you were about to say I don't think that was intended.
Exactly, Jared. And
number 8, Pope on the run.
But
the ball was on the ground, and you see he tried to pick it up and looked like to kick it. You'll see here in the replay. And he's like, well, I see there's nobody over there.
There would have been 3 Trojans sitting in his lap if he tried to kick that thing. And you can see the great speed of Darrell Pope right there.
So West Carrollton, I guess sometimes it's good to be lucky.
And I guess that's why you have a speedster as your punter.
I think might take a little bit more height for a punter, though. I mean, 5'8", can he see over the line to punt? You see Cloyd's back in here at quarterback. Throws a bullet, middle of the field, and almost intercepted. It looked like it was intended to Yell.
That one was Riley.
Riley.
Yeah. And just a little out of reach.
It's the West Carrollton's new uniforms this year. Kind of hard to read the numbers, especially just the single digits.
I like the red on black, but I agree. Like, it's
kind of the old school Cincinnati
tough to
Bearcats
see
uniform.
sometimes. Right.
And you see KD is back in there at quarterback. KD back to pass. He's going to roll to the right. Throws it down, incomplete. I do not see who that was.
That was Yao.
Yao.
Or excuse me, make it Robinson.
That's Robinson.
And it's going to end up being a loss of 2. Robinson kind of should have just gone down on that play. He tried to fight for more yards and ended up losing them.
Hey folks, members of the West Carrollton's class of 72 are here tonight to kick off their 50th high school reunion celebration this weekend. They wish the Pirates a victory tonight and congratulate this year's senior class.
Nice shot from the field camera there. And West Carrollton is going to take a timeout.
Timeout, West Carrollton.
1:50 left here in the first quarter, and West Carrollton's not playing bad. They've forced a couple turnovers. They've gotten lucky on a couple plays. And so far, it's tied up 0-0. You got to take that as a win nearing the end of the fourth quarter, or first quarter.
Yeah, and with a lot of these games, Jared, that they've played this season, they've really struggled at the beginning of the games, and they've kind of gotten things going in the second quarter, second half. And the fact that their defense is playing pretty well here in the first quarter bodes well for if this offense is able to get going. Maybe tonight really is going to be the night.
Update from Centerville. Centerville is trailing 14-0 at the end of the first to Springfield.
Ouch. Rough start for the Elks. Back to pass as Cloyd throws it deep to Robinson.
I think if Atkins didn't try to tip that one away, I think Gonzalez might have had the interception.
Oh, and I'm not sure if that was to Robinson or if that one was to Pope, because Pope was on the outside.
And Robinson kind of went more in the middle.
I believe he would have had a shot at that one.
Well, like we said on pregame, Cloyd had that shoulder injury. Maybe still might be feeling some of that, maybe limiting his ability to throw it out to the outside. Here's a high snap, and that one went straight up, and I'm not surprised at how that one didn't get touched. And that's going to take a Pirates bounce.
A great Pirates bounce.
All the way down to the 10. That one's going to be down right at the 10, so Pope picks up a first down on the first punt of that drive, and then gets an excellent bounce there after it only traveled about maybe 15 yards in the air. So a minute and a half left here in the first quarter, and again, West Carrollton has Troy pinned deep again to start this, but with that two-headed running back tandem between.
This one goes to Ward. And once again, it's going to take...
It takes 4 or 5 Pirates to bring him down.
Half of the Pirate team to slow him down. The power. Like I said earlier, 6 foot tall, 215 pounds.
And here's an update from Wayne. Looks like at the end of the first quarter, Fairmont is up 7-0. So here, it looked like a handoff to Kowicki, I believe. And contained, or no, that was Ward. I guess that was Ward doesn't get out there that much. Up the middle, all the defensive line collapsed on him. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Play clock about 7 seconds difference. Third and 3. Here goes the handoff. to, I believe, Kowicki, and I don't think he got it.
Ball goes to number 23, Kowicki for Troy.
And that one, it's going to give Troy a lot to think about as a tackle on a play by Peyton Barbosa.
He's wrapped up number 60, Captain.
That's going to give Troy some time to think about what they do here. So that's the end of the first quarter with what's Carrollton and Troy tied at nothing.
Is that correct? 4th and 1?
Yes, that will be the coming out zone.
So interesting to see what the decision is going to be.
Your vehicle in a tow-away zone. Please go move. Thank you.
See here, we're going to look in the. See, kind of as we look in here at the huddle, you kind of see it. It's the Cincinnati uniform, and then it looks like an old school Princeton helmet with that P right in the middle. You see Troy's walking down to the other end. And actually looking up some research and emailing back and forth with Everhart. He used to be Whitten Woods head coach, and I believe he said Middletown, but last 2 years he was out in San Diego coaching high school football.
Why did he come back?
I would assume it's probably something, be closer to family again.
But the weather.
I know, San Diego probably has nice weather year round.
Yes, it's supposed to be like perfect 75.
This is his first October game coaching Troy. He might be rethinking that.
I think I'd be staying in San Diego.
I would go 0-10 in San Diego just to stay there for the 75 year-round weather.
Real.
So 4th and 1, and Troy looks like they're keeping the offense out on the field, and they're going to think they can power through with a 1-yard run here by Ward, and
of
I
course
think
they
got
could.
it. They had to get to the 22, and I think they got to the 23. Stopped by Bird.
Devin Bird. Pirate in there to make the stop.
Hey, the clock didn't run last play.
Yeah, we got it. It's sticking on us.
This is some clock mismanagement.
Sometimes the technology don't want to work too well.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Here for the Trojans. Here goes the outside handoff to Ward here. Ward to the outside at the 40.
And he's got
Ward
the
across
edge.
field at the 50 and pushed out of bounds. Well, actually tackled out of bounds inside the 35.
Christopher Yo going to be able to chase him down.
He finally brought out of bounds by number 9. Yow from the Pirates.
You see here, I mean, just look at Troy, and that, like we talked about that, the guard and tackle pulling from the opposite side in this wing T, and when it runs smoothly and you see the execution you get from plays. Now Troy comes up tempo to the line. Here's going to be, actually they're going to hand it off there to number 3, Alex Wheeler.
And there's nowhere to go there for Wheeler. He tries to cut that one up the middle. He should have stayed to the outside. There would have been way more room. Instead, he tries to go to the middle of the defense, and the Pirates are waiting on him.
And I think those are different stunts and stuff that you can run when you get Ward to carry it and take one run and get you almost flip the field position. So you see Stanley look back at the running back, Ward directing plays, 6 seconds left, and Troy is going to call their second time out of the half. Troy not seeing something they like,
Or maybe they
just came out so slow.
Hey folks, Carrollton Sports Medicine is proud to be the sports.
But it'll be interesting, 2nd and 10, but I mean, that's their second time out of the half.
Services, including appointments with doctors.
Yeah, maybe they're just, kind of getting near scoring range, and they don't want to mess it up this time, so they want to talk it over again.
/sportsmed or call 395-3920.
There's an update from Oakwood. 3:20 left in the first quarter. Bellbrook up 21-0.
That Bellbrook team was so impressive when we watched them earlier this season. It's against Fairmont, right?
Miamisburg. That was the second game of the year. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Miamisburg.
there you go.
Second and 10 at the 35 here for the Trojans. Kowicki in motion. Ward gets the handoff. Ward has a first down to the 25.
And you just see he's so strong. He's just pushing Pirates over. I mean,
He is. I
he
mean, it's
looks
just
to be
like,
bigger than most of the defense.
But I mean, he's only 6 foot. But I mean, as you look down the roster, I mean, the tallest player for West Carrollton is 6.
It's Jake Curry at 6'5".
Okay, I was about to say I didn't see him till the bottom. And then you got Joseph Ingram, a lineman at 6'5". But yeah, other than that, 6'3" looks like the second tallest. And here, Kowicki gets the end around here, and Kowicki gets to the edge, and that might actually pick up about 6.
It's going to be near a first down.
The ball goes to number 23, Kowicki, from Troy. He's raised at the bounds by number 5, Kadiri, for the Pirates. Yeah, Jahari just like ran up his back.
This would be 2nd and 6, gain of 4 on that last run by Kowicki. A nice shot from our field camera. As Kowicki got that one, and they got him going down low. I did not see who that was. Actually, that was number 2, I believe. Riley? Or maybe 6 Bird.
He's wrapped up by number 6, Bird, for the Pirates. We got a player down.
And Kowicki is down for the Trojans on the sideline, so it's going to be another injury timeout.
And that is not good for the Trojans. He's been a huge part of their offense this season. 92 carries, 587 yards, and 5 touchdowns coming into tonight's game. Averaging over 6 yards a rush, nearly 6.5.
You know, if we go back to that other camera shot of him on the field, I don't know if that's an injury timeout or if he just, they were adjusting the jersey.
Don't run the time for timeouts. They said they're going to keep it on the field. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Just putting his jersey back over the shoulder pads.
I'll probably have to change it at halftime.
Okay.
Because
When it hits it, it automatically does it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So coming out of the timeout, injury timeout, 3rd and 6.
At halftime, because whenever we touch it,
Here goes a handoff to Ward. Ward bounces it across, has a first down.
And is tripped up. I did not see who was able to trip him up, but Ward almost had himself a
I would say that.
clear highway
yeah.
to the end zone.
He's wrapped up by number 3, Stark, for the Pirates.
I'd say Stark with the tackle there for West Carrollton. Looks like number 3 there, Wheeler with a catch, or with a run, and Wheeler, or no, that is 13. Richie, we didn't think he'd get a carry the rest of the game after that fumble, but he gets a touchdown run there for the Trojans from about 7 and 8 yards out. And Troy finally breaks open on the scoreboard. You see there, he got to the edge, and who other than running behind Ward? If he's not running, he's blocking.
Dexter Pitts tried an arm tackle, and so did Richard Stark, but
I think Richie just has too much speed.
lightning ability, is able to get into the end zone.
it's Troy backwards.
Oh my God, Andy, look across this field. In Troy's cheerleaders, we talked last week about Northmont spelling blots. They just spelled Yort. There, they fixed it that time. Oh my goodness.
There you go, Jared. Yort.
Like I said, I never thought I would see it again when Northmont messed up bolts, but I guess you take away a letter and they still can't spell out a 4-letter word. So 9:28 left here in the first half, and Troy finally gets on the board here against West Carrollton. As we talk about playoff football, playoff baseball started today, and how about Luis Castillo going out and shutting down the other team against St. Louis today, the Blue Jays. 7 2/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 strikeouts.
There's another squib kick right there.
Yao returning this one.
And number 9, Yao on return for the Pirates.
And that was Seattle's first playoff win in 7,657 days.
You say what?
That was the Mariners' first playoff win in 7,657 days.
Wow.
So you can definitely tell that they're going to be partying in the Pacific Northwest tonight.
Oh, yeah. I think it's bad when they win titles in places like Detroit. I bet they'll be burning cars and everything out there tonight.
That was a weird pass there, but it gets to the line of scrimmage. I did not like that. I don't know if you saw, but we'll take a look here in the replay. Cloyd got the hike back to him, and he quickly pitched it to Pitts, running right in front of him. And
I like the idea, kind of like one of those Patrick Malone shuffle passes, but
the shuffle pass, yes, but I mean, he caught it and kind of played a game of tips
it never
with
really
it,
developed.
not really controlled it, and it only gained 1 on the play. See KD back to pass, and that one's incomplete, intended to Robinson.
See, Jared, I didn't even know the playoff baseball started today. In years that the Red Sox and the Reds both are bad, I don't know anything about baseball.
It's bad when your franchise, 140 years the Reds is as a franchise, and that's only the second time that they've got to 100 losses as a franchise. So you got to tell me something going wrong.
You know what needs to happen, right?
I know what needs to happen.
Sell the team, right?
No. Well, yes. There's a huge pass
That's Robinson
there.
wide open.
Robinson at the 20. Robinson into the 10. Robinson inside the 5.
And a huge pass.
That's the
Biggest play, I would say, of the season for West Carrollton right there.
Yeah, and Robinson was wide open over the middle. Cloyd had plenty of time to deliver him the pass.
You see here, watch all that.
The offensive line does a great job holding up. The pressure comes in at the end.
Stood there and took a hit. Robinson caught it at the 45.
The pass was a little behind him, but Robinson had so much separation on the play that, I mean, he was nearly able to score a touchdown there. It took two different.
What was that, number 2?
Trojans
Colin
able to stop
Stoltz
him.
and Antonio Gonzalez to bring him down. West Carrollton goal to go here at the 4. Pitts with a carry, might get a gain of 1 or 2 on the play.
Yes.
Tackled on the play by number 57, Owen Harlemert.
I'm not sure, Jared. It's close. It might not have been the longest play. They have an 80-yard touchdown by Cloyd make it KD and Antonio Robinson. So that was close.
There we go, second longest then.
To Antonio Robinson.
Yeah, so you got 2 longest plays. And here, Cloyd's going to keep this one.
Looking
Cloyd
for the
thought
edge.
about throwing it, knocked out of bounds, and it'll be interesting
Get
to see.
inside the 3, it looks like.
Well, this close ref is marking it at about the 1, and see, they say it's. They're going to say it is at the 1. Strobel with the tackle there, and you see Cloyd walks off the field. And they move it back to the 2.
So the Pirates with
Knocking on the door here.
With a chance to tie it up.
KD back to pass. KD going to roll to the right. And you got to get rid of the ball there. That's going to be a tackle sack back at about the 10. And now you see another player Is that KD on the sideline?
Yeah, he looks to get up slowly.
Yep, 22.
KD's looking for somewhere to go with the ball, but
Who you see kind of lands awkwardly with the ball
kind
on
of
his
on
elbow.
the ball. And then now he's reaching at his ankle.
Was wrapped up low. But you mean you want to go back to the Reds real quick? Well, the injury timeout. I saw yesterday they announced that they fired their infield hitting coach, first base coach, and assistant bullpen coach.
That's not
And
enough.
No, that's not enough. I can think of 2 other people that need to be fired too. But one of the top comments that I saw that had the most likes on Twitter was, rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic doesn't stop a sinking ship. And I mean, if anybody who watched our show earlier this year, everybody knows my frustrations with the front office and David Bell, and people need to be fired that still have jobs.
Yeah, well, it's been a rough year for Reds fans, man.
You see, they're still on the field line. So, if you had to pick a World Series matchup right now, who would you pick?
Hang on. I'm
Oh, you gotta look it up?
Dude, I don't even know who's in the playoffs. I wasn't kidding.
But no, if I had to pick,
What's that? Looks like maybe he's got it framed. He's not moving around like he's in a lot of pain.
I would like to see.
I hope that's it, because that's not.
I would like to see a Subway Series. Give me the Mets and the Yankees in the World Series.
Well, I have a friend who's a Mets fan, so he would definitely agree with you.
The only reason I want the Mets is because I want their closer to come out of the bullpen with that Tommy Trumpet song.
Timmy Trumpet is called.
Timmy Trumpet by Narcos. That's the only reason I want to hear that on Fox in the middle of November.
There you go.
In the World Series.
I would probably have to, if I have to choose. There's a lot of Reds fans that aren't going to be happy with me about this one.
Don't you dare say St. Louis.
I was going to say the Cards, man.
They just blew the lead today against the Were they playing the Phillies?
Yeah, the Phillies.
Yeah, they just blew and completely choked away that game.
It would be fun to see the Cards be able to get back, get Albert another one, or at least give him a chance. That would be fun.
He can hit a couple home runs in the series, but they got to lose to Philly.
And
You don't root for St. Louis here.
And then, like you said, the Mariners,
here's a
7,000 games or 7,000 days.
False start against
it'd be cool to see
Pirates.
the Mariners get one. Especially it'd be cool to see the Mariners beat the Astros to get one.
Oh yeah,
And then beat the Yankees in the next round. That would be amazing.
Tough task. But anything can happen. I mean, we've seen stranger things. 4th and 15 at the 15 here for the Pirates, Cloyd. And I think that's another false start. It is.
And false start against the Pirates.
It's going to be 4th and 20 from the 20 now.
And these are the
Have
frustrating
you ever
things.
seen a 4th and goal at the 20-yard line?
No, Jared. But these are the frustrating things for Pirates and their fans, because they had the ball at the 1-yard line. And now we've backed up 19 yards.
You see Cloyd rolling to the right, throws it in the middle of the field, and that one is intercepted.
Well short.
And now there's a return here on the other end for the Trojans. Cuts it back upfield. That is number 16, Logan Ullery. And he is tackled at about the 37, 38-yard line.
And number 12, Cloyd's pass is intercepted by
Cloyd throws an interception. I think that evens up the turnovers on both sides now, 2 apiece. See here, Cloyd
number 2, Riley from the Pirates.
had time to set himself if he wanted to.
But he just
nice
didn't set
ball
the
hawking
feet.
defense there by Ullery.
Yeah, you gotta give 36 some credit. He hustled to get there.
And you talk about, I mean, we saw KD be carted over here from the far sideline. Maybe weren't expecting, I mean, in that instance, you have KD being the quarterback there to pass, but Cloyd had to do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a handoff to Ward. Ward bounces through. I thought he was going. Well, he's
And
still
he's
on
still
his feet
going, man.
inside the 15.
And
A
it-
nice pickup of 21 on the
it is
play
just
there.
so hard for these Pirates to bring him down right now. I mean, he's. I mean, I just said it 4 times in the first half or something like that. 6 foot tall, 215, and those legs just never stop, man.
You see there, you cannot arm tackle.
You gotta go and try and wrap up his legs. You're not gonna stop him. If you don't go low on him.
Here's an update for you. Wayne and Fairmont at the half. Fairmont 17-7.
Fairmont out here scoring at will. And this one goes back to Ward. And just making guys miss, slipping tackles, and down to the 6.
We approach 5 minutes left here in the first half. 2nd and 3 at the 6. Ward might have the first down.
Bryce Bauer-Jones in on the stop. Bryson Bauer-Jones.
It's going to be 1st and goal from the 4. Ward, that one. Carried. Oh, the ball pops
Pirates
out.
take the ball away. That's the third
fumble
turnover.
of the first half for the Trojans.
And that one is Richard Stark. He had the last fumble. A difference
So he's
maker
forced
tonight.
one and recovered one. Be 1st and 10 for the Pirates at the 14, and I kind of hope we have a replay of that because you saw the ball kind of just ended up in his hand.
Yeah, it looked like they were just gonna get a nice stop in the backfield, and then all of a sudden the ball was just in his hands, like you said.
You see here, it's going to be Cloyd, at least for probably this drive, as KD is getting looked at here on the trainer's bench. 1st and 10 at the 15. Cloyd under center. Cloyd with a quick pitch out. Is that Pitts?
No, that is Pope. Rather. You see the speed of Jarrell Pope.
We saw it on that punt.
Yeah, he's just, I mean, man, I think they need to put him in the backfield more often. He was like the running back when they started the season, and I don't really know why they went away from him. His ability to stretch the edge.
But a lot of, in talking with Mobley last night, between week 2 and week 5, they had 14 kids out with concussions.
Oh my goodness.
1 torn ACL. He didn't tell me who that was.
Devin Bird with the that is Aret Kadari.
So definitely the injury bug has went through this West Carrollton team. 14 concussions between week 2 and 5 of your team. And he told me, he said he's never been anywhere or heard of anywhere that has had more than 2 or 3 kids out with a concussion at one time. But,
yeah, I mean, that is insane.
That's definitely pulling up some JV kids. As there you see Pope cuts it back across, and he better go down. And that one almost a fumble.
Nearly gave that
number
ball
82
away.
There.
Giancarlo Fuentes.
Okay, you can say that.
I got you, buddy.
I looked down and there was a lot of letters. And he, you see there, he almost did rip it out, but Pope just able to keep a hand on it. It's gonna be 2nd and 15 now after that loss of 5. Cloyd back to pass, throws it to the outside, and that one is a completion. Makes a man miss and gets across the original line of scrimmage.
Really good discipline there by Kadari, number 5. He almost came in there and got a block in the back, but he pulled his hands back at the last second. He didn't want to run extra in practice this week.
Pickup of 8 on the play, 3rd and 7 for West Carrollton coming up. Cloyd, quick 2-step drop. That one caught, first down catch along the sideline. Still
Makes a man miss.
And across the 50 down to the 40. I cannot see that's on the far sideline, and I think that's Kadari.
Yes, sir, Jared. Great job by Aret Kadari.
And he was slow to get up.
He does a good job working the boundary, runs a really nice route here. Able to snag that one right away from Willie Ritchie, and then makes a guy miss right there in the safety. Gonzalez was able to keep going, gets the ball to around the 42-yard line. Make it the 43.
Cloyd making some adjustments at the line. 2-step drop now. Rolling back. Cloyd, gotta get rid of it. Throws it middle of the field, and that was incomplete. Intended to number 4, Bauer Jones, and Jones almost came up with that catch.
The fact that he was able to just get that thing away was
that was
tough.
a nice pass. I mean, you can see that he barely had time to set himself.
And the offensive line gave him no time there on that play. He had 4 guys chasing him almost from the get-go.
See here's some confusion, and West Carrollton's got to take a timeout. You see a lot of confusion there from West Carrollton, and I don't really know what they had going on. Mobley giving instruction to the offensive unit out there for West Carrollton. .230 left here in the first half. And we talked about, Springboro all over Northmont right now, 27-3 with 5 minutes left in the first half.
Wow, and I think you said it last week, Jared. Whoever it was that
Centerville.
beat, yes, it was Centerville
gave them their first loss, and I think
Northmont
it completely
just
exposed everything. And speaking of Centerville, they are trailing 17-0. 2.5 minutes left in the half. And that's going to be a false start. You had 3 different Pirates go in motion. So it'll be 2nd and 15 back at the 47 now for West Carrollton.
Yeah, and this Pirates offense, they have not, they've struggled to keep the chains moving between the big plays. They've had a couple of really nice, explosive plays here tonight, but just, staying positive when they're not able to get the really explosive plays they've struggled with so far.
Cloyd, 3-step drop's going to roll to the right. Cloyd throws it on the run. Both feet down in bounds, and a catch there for Robinson.
This is high school, so he only needed 1, but he got 2 in for good measure. Antonio Robinson having a huge night.
I kind of can't wait to see how many catches he has. I think he's close to that 11 catch mark already that he had last week against the Yellow Jackets. And that was one, I don't think he started out the season playing receiver.
32 catches on coming into tonight. He gets another one.
And like we said last week, he had 11. So I mean, going into last week, only 22 catches on the season, and that was probably after in that concussion area where West Carrollton had probably had receivers out.
Mm-hmm.
Second and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Pope in there at running back.
Cloyd, quick step, drop back, throws it to.
That's Yao. Going to get to around the 20-yard line, and the chains are going to move again. The Pirates offense starting to get clicking.
And this is something you never like. Seeing you see Carpenter down here, he's going to be carted off the field here in front of, or off the sideline in front of us. So probably won't be seeing him the rest of the game. Tough way to end your last home game.
Yeah, and he was a kid that when we were with Coach Mobley for practice at the beginning of the season, you know, he was doing a lot of really good things on film. When we saw it, he was doing a really nice job playing in his zones when they were when he was playing linebacker there for him on defense. He really was doing a nice job fitting into this system and really finding his place. Gotta hate to see an injury like that.
Coming out of Troy's last time out of the half. 1:54 left here, first and 10 at the 15. Mind you, tonight's game is brought to you by Collins Real Estate Services. As Cloyd's going to step up in the pocket, tuck it, run. Cloyd at the 10, still spun down inside around the 5.
It was a great job by Cloyd. He drops back to pass, looks, and there's nothing there really. So he says, instead of letting big number 57 come up and get the sack, he's going to go on the attack. He's able to get him to around the 6-yard line. Owen
Harlemert.
Able to get in the backfield.
Cloyd going to tuck this one, run to Cloyd. Actually throws it last second, and it is caught for a touchdown in the backfield, or the back corner of the end zone. Robinson.
So a huge drive and a huge first half here for Antonio Robinson, getting the Pirates on the board, giving them an opportunity to tie this thing up.
And I don't know if they are
going
for two. Senior night last night here for, I think they said there's 26 seniors on this team.
What, I count them up at halftime.
Cloyd back to step, throws it, and it is
complete.
Hold on, no signal yet, and incomplete from the far ref.
I think he caught it. I just don't think they converted. I don't think he was in the end zone.
Well, they got a chance of looking at the replay. Remember,
Yeah.
It's the second yellow line.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he caught it.
That's the touchdown pass.
I just don't think that.
Nice touchdown. Oh, what a throw
They
there. I mean,
completed.
pulling up right at the line of scrimmage. And here's the... You see that? Yeah, he caught
so he
it,
did catch it.
outside. He caught it at the 1. I still take the chance. I mean, 0-7 coming into this game, take a chance.
I would have liked to get Cloyd on the move. That's how they scored the touchdown. Get Cloyd outside the pocket, make something happen.
Now West Carrollton on the kickoff here. This is a high squib kick, fielded at about the 30 by number 32.
And he's got a little bit of
Gage
lane to the
Kowicki.
outside. He's going to get the ball across the 50. With a minute 14 remaining here in the, make it a minute 07 remaining here in the first half.
Younger
There's
brothers and
still
Nick.
enough time for the Trojans to be able to make something happen.
I think if they had a timeout, it'd be a little bit more comfortable with that, but with them burning that last one on the West Carrollton's touchdown
Right, but Jared,
drive.
they have thrown the ball 36 times this season. They're a mostly mostly rushing team, but this isn't like Fairmont where it's like they're only going to throw the ball twice a game
Hey,
for the most part. Hey,
Fairmont threw it 8 times last week.
I know, and
So you better watch it.
I'm all with you, Coach Miller. I love seeing it, but that still doesn't change the fact that they don't really throw the ball that much.
Doesn't matter how many times you throw the ball as long as you win.
Well, my point is that a team that throws the ball 36 times a season versus 10 times a season, and a little more, have a better chance to score with a minute left than a team that doesn't throw the ball.
I see, looks like some confusion here by the refs. See there, had to get the ball back. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 45 here for the Trojans. They're going to go back to pass. Throws it middle of the field. What a catch there by number 13, Willie Ritchie.
Spectacular.
And the way he held on to that after taking that hit.
Willie Ritchie's only 5'7", but he used all of that height and length to be able to go up there and snag that ball.
Throws it to the far sideline, and it is
Just
out of the
through the
reach.
hands. It looks like number 16 maybe? Or is it 19?
Maybe 19, Kellen Miller. Yeah, I see the 9 there. A little bit easier to read. .6 seconds left here in the first half. Second and 10 here for the Trojans. Roll to the left, throws it again to the outside, and it one is intercepted. And just stay in the end zone for a touchback. Kadiri with an interception.
All right, Kadiri's made some really nice plays here in this first half. Right there, he makes another one. 41 seconds left.
2 fumbles and an interception now for the Pirates.
And there's also 2 timeouts for the Pirates. I mean, you don't really think they're going to try anything, but maybe.
41 seconds, and see, I mean, well, if Cloyd can hit one of those targets across the middle of the field like he did with Robinson on that touchdown drive. You see 3 wide receivers down here at the bottom. Quick outlet here to Robinson. Oh, it hurdles over the man, and actually that might have been Yale, I think. It was. And West Carrollton calls their last time out of the half. And watch here, watch. He has to jump over his own man, and
If not for that, maybe he could have picked up another 10 or 15 yards.
tonight's game brought to you by Collins Real Estate Services. They remind you any home buying needs, contact Michelle Collins in Miamisburg 33.4 seconds left here in the first half. As West Carrollton maybe tries to get something going along the sideline. Cloyd throwing it to the outside to Robinson. Robinson, one hit, over the shoulder catch.
Beautiful job
And
by
look
Robinson.
at that. Spin the ball, throw it down as you pick up a huge first down play there for the Pirates.
Swagger of Antonio Robinson is on full display here in this second quarter. He's making all sorts
Kind of hope
of
our
plays.
replay department got to that.
And
Over the
they
shoulder
did.
catch.
What
Nice
a job
work.
by the guys in the truck and up top in the
That's all
cameras.
cameraman work right there.
Beautiful.
27 seconds left.
They got to get this thing snapped.
Cloyd steps up. Cloyd lost
The
it.
ball is free.
And let's see, it will go back to the Trojans with 12.4 seconds left.
And Cloyd was looking to roll out to his right, and a Trojan was able to get a hand out there. And
I believe that was Strobel again. Number 22
Yes,
right
it
there.
was.
Yes, Strobel.
number 7 was able to hop on top of that, Noah Miller.
I would say with 12.4 seconds left, I think Troy is just going to take a knee and take a 1-point lead into the locker room here at the half.
And I think I would agree, Jared. I think if I'm a Trojan,
Well,
I'm
you're not going
lucky
to take a knee when you spread 5 wide.
I suppose that one is true.
And I guess that's a stat pattern there, a sack there by number
50. That is Jake Curry, I believe. Yes, that is Jake Curry.
And there's a flag on the play, and I think that was going to be offsides against West Carrollton as they were not
No,
set.
that's going to be on Troy. They didn't have all their wide receivers back on sides.
And they called an encroachment. I agree with you, Andy, that Troy, I don't think, had their receiver set, but yeah.
There was a Troy wide receiver 5 yards downfield.
They called it encroachment.
And let's see the replay in the check. You can see the Troy wide receivers running back on sides. Okay, so it looks like the refs
Well, the
just
head
may have
ref
pointed the wrong
he
way.
went encroachment against West Carrollton, though. But if that's it, then that should be it for the first half.
It should be less than 3 seconds. It was 127. Yeah, but that's
There's all sorts of confusion going
Now
on
that they
right
added
now.
3 seconds to the clock, and now they're going to wind it, and now that will be it. I don't see the point. Oh well, we had a free 3 seconds of football, and that one is going to do it for the first half. Troy leading 7-6 in a turnover frenzy here in the first half between these two schools. We're going to throw it down to the bands, and then we'll be back for the second half of our MVCC Game of the Week for week number 8, presented by Collins Real Estate.
ticket holders, please get your tickets out. I'm going to be announcing the winning ticket here shortly. Okay, ticket holders, please get your tickets out. Here is the winning 50-50 ticket number. The number is 05280222. The number again, 05280222. Whoever has the winning ticket, please come up to the press box to claim your prize. Thank you.
Surgery Field as we get ready to start the second half of this barn burner. I guess we can call it 7-6 lead the Trojans as we get ready to start this second half. West Carrollton is set to kick off because Troy won and deferred to the second half. Andy, what stood out to you in that first half?
Well, Jared, what stood out to me was the absurd dominance of Jahari Ward.
Yeah.
He had, what was it? Can I see the stat sheet? I
17
showed you.
for
Yeah,
197.
17 rushes for 197 yards. No touchdowns, but I mean,
at some point you got to pay him off.
Yeah, yeah.
Let him get that touchdown.
That's for sure. But nearly 200 rushes, and averaging over 10 yards a rush here in this first half. That's just absolutely spectacular. And then on the other side of the field, I believe it was 8 catches for like 137. 139 and a touchdown by Antonio Robinson. So each team has had one real standout player on offense. Be interested to see how they're able to replicate it in the second half. And Jared, this was a game where, looking at Drew Pasteur's Ohio Fantastic 50, West Carrollton was supposed to lose this, is projected to lose this game by 35, and it's a 1-point game at halftime. So you gotta love the effort by the Pirates, trying to prove Drew wrong tonight.
There's a kick up the middle of the field and a fumble or mishap on that. Now here's a turn, and that one is going to be returned for an opening half kickoff for a touchdown, as that is number That is Koecki, number 23. He had -5 yards rushing in the first half, but he just has about a 72, 73-yard touchdown return to start the second half.
Yeah, and that was not how the Pirates expected to start the second half.
I mean,
My
he just,
goodness.
it looked like they had one block they had to make, and that was it.
When I said in the first half when we were talking about the keys to the game that
Look, there they go.
That-
Yort again, they did it.
Jahari Ward, yep, there you go.
If our camera people can get the...
The Jahari Ward is the Thunder and Koecki is the Lightning, and we just saw it right there. Like you said, one block and he was
gone.
vrooming his way to the end zone.
Nobody around him. On here for the extra point. Kick is up, and the extra point is good.
Elam Evil Sizer in as the holder. I had a gym teacher when I was younger whose name was Mr. Evil Sizer. I gotta wonder if that's a grandson.
I would say that has to be. I mean, that's not a very common last name.
And everyone, he was a pretty cool guy if you were good at sports, but if you weren't, everyone could.
So where did you stand on that rail, man?
Oh, good at sports, that's for
Okay.
sure. The kids that didn't like him called him the evil exerciser.
12 seconds in, and Troy returns the opening kick for a touchdown. Now, how does West Carrollton respond to that?
Well, they were pretty effective, passing the ball in the first half. Cloyd was 13 of 19, completing his passes, had almost 200 yards, and had the
And that's
touchdown
with 2
pass.
interceptions as well.
Yeah, and had the one touchdown pass to Robinson. So I think you just got to continue to feed that guy. Pope, he had a few different nice plays there in the first half. Try to get him more involved as a swib kick. That's going to get
Hold
picked
on, now
up by a
let's see.
Pirate.
Oh, now we're going to lateral it back. And now we're going to be tackled at about the 20.
Christopher Yo should have just committed to the attack and gone forward. Instead, he tries to turn back and he's just going to lose yards.
Last home game of the year. Maybe something works. Maybe you catch a break, and they were hoping for that.
And actually, now it's looking like that was Antonio Robinson. Like you said, these black numbers on the red jerseys, that's tough to see, man. And there is going to be
against the Trojans.
So that's going to get the Pirates marching downfield.
Oh no, now it's against the Pirates. I think these refs need to figure out which way to point. It's the second time tonight that they've signaled one way and completely called something else.
Yeah, they need to make up their minds for them so we can make up our minds.
That's going to back it to the 17-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 at the 17. So if that 10-yard penalty, that's going to be in the area of holding on the return. Cloyd back to pass, roll to the right, checks down, and incomplete, intended to Robinson. Robinson's caught quite a few up off the ground, but I mean, when it's right at the ground, he can't get that one.
Yeah, there's nothing he could really do there. Cloyd just kind of trying to get rid of that one, not trying to get sacked.
So we talked earlier about Centerville exposing Northmont.
Mm-hmm.
I think Springfield's exposing Centerville up 31-3.
Has it really been stretched to 31-3?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Floyd, 2-step drop, throws it out to, I believe, is that number 2? Is that Pitts or is that Riley?
That is
Actually,
Deary.
like I said, these single-numbered jerseys are hard to tell the difference, especially when they're all about the same height, too.
Over the last half quarter or so, this Pirate offense has really been able to start getting things clicking. Been able to pick up a bunch of first downs, moving into Trojan territory the last couple drives. Now this one goes to Robinson. He's going to get to the outside. Now this call him out at about the 30. Now this one goes to Robinson. It's going to be a pickup of about 4.
That's not a way to start. I mean, Cinderella tried to come out and kind of Sean Payton starts the second half with a onside kick, and Springfield takes it 47 yards to the 3.
Oh.
And then they end up getting a touchdown run by the
That
quarterback.
was going to hurt. Oh, and a big-time block there from Darrell
Cloyd
Pope.
going to tuck it and run. Cloyd pushes his man out of the way and has enough for another Pirates first down.
And Darrell Pope has a very small stature there, but he had a wallop there of a block. I do not know the Trojan that he hit on that play, but
I think that was number 57, Owen Harmelet.
yeah, I would not want to be Owen Harmelet on that play. He got upended. And then Cloyd does a really nice job of following Pope, using his blocker and picking up the first down.
See Cloyd in shotgun. Takes a bigger step now. Chased by Harmelet. Throws it middle of the field. Caught first down across the 50. And
Hey, it's
down to the
Robinson.
42. So that's the second catch for Robinson this half. That puts him at 10 for the game.
He's going for that career record.
He only needs 2 more.
And Jared, it's very late in the year, but them starting to find him at this point, he's a junior. He's going to be back next year. This could be huge for the Pirates going forward.
Robinson fakes the handoff, or Cloyd fakes the handoff, tucks it, runs across the 40 and down to about the 37.
And you could see right there on that play, the threat of Robinson is starting to become a real thing, and the Trojans are seeing it. There was 2 different defenders right there who they committed to Cloyd, but they kind of had an eye there on Robinson, and Cloyd was able to fake him out. He was able to go and pick up 4 yards on the play. Now Cloyd's going to take the snap.
Cloyd got to get rid of that. Throws it, and let's see if that's going to be in the area of.
I think he got it past the line of scrimmage, but just barely.
They're letting this, and they finally blow it dead. I was about to say this. Was there a receiver in the area? I didn't. We're talking about this could be intentional grounding. Let's see if we have a replay.
Where was Pope? That was the thing. I was not
And
sure.
yep,
And
there's
there
the
you go.
flag. Cloyd was kept in the pocket, and you talked about Pope, but I think Pope was still kind of in that area blocking either Harmelet or Strobel, and then the big part was it didn't get past the line of scrimmage. It only got to the 45, and they had to get to the 43 as the line of scrimmage. Actually, it's 3rd and 11 now. I don't know what happened. Quick out pass there. That's Pope, or is that no? That actually might be Pitts. Pitts has the first down. I don't know what. I mean, they threw the flag.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened there, Jared, but Pitts was able to do just enough to get past the line.
Nice quick dump off pass here.
A little lucky there was not
nobody.
a holding call there, or illegal use of hands to the face by the right tackle.
So 1st and 10 at the 31. Cloyd 2-step drop and blows this play dead immediately. A false start against the Pirates.
That comes from the right side of the line there at the top of your screen. It looks like number 56 from the Trojans, Keller Strayer. He started to bring the pressure, and it got one of the offensive linemen to jump there.
So 1st and 15 after the false start.
Low snap, but Cloyd handles
Cloyd
it.
throws it to the outside, and it is incomplete. Is that Robinson?
That
No,
is
that was-
Kadiri.
I would just keep trying to go to Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, he's been so effective here in this game. I definitely agree. Just keep trying to get him in screen plays. Get the ball in his hands just about anywhere you can.
Out to, or are we going to see a pass from Robinson to Cloyd?
I mean, we
We've
saw
seen a
the
lot of
attempt. We
weird
saw the
stuff.
attempt earlier.
We've seen a couple trick plays.
They weren't able to complete it, so who knows?
Cloyd,
Hands it off to Pope.
Pope got a cut up field, and he's going to lose about 3 more yards. Looked like first tackle there for number 16, Logan Ullery for the Trojans. Cloyd pushes his man. So Centerville finally scores a touchdown, but on the first play after the kickoff, Springfield connects on an 80-yard touchdown to Day Jones.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's not a good night for
Cloyd steps up,
Elks.
gets it out, and that was an incomplete pass, and that's going to make a 4th and 16.
the offensive line. Just had no answer there on that play for the rush that the Trojans brought. Only bringing 3 linemen, but I mean, there was a turnstile there for Cloyd. Pope gets ready to punt it, and
That
he
one
just
is
barely gets that
blocked,
one
I
away.
think. That one only hold on, there's a loose ball.
And it looks like Troy's going to jump on top of that one. That's Elijah Smith able to cover that thing up, and what could have been a dangerous punt for Troy. Situations like that, you normally just tell your team run away from it.
I don't really know I don't think they knew it was blocked the way they were getting blocked out, but like you said, to get away from it, not even give it a chance to. And so as Troy takes, this will be their first offensive possession of this half. So you return the opening kickoff for a touchdown. So their offense has been sidelined quite a few, almost about 40 minutes now. But I think as long as you don't turn around and head toward it, I don't think it matters, because that run will put him over 200 yards for the game.
Yeah.
I wonder what is his average coming in. I mean,
So
looking at his stats.
coming into tonight, he averaged 5.2 yards a rush, and well, that was rush number 18, and he's over 200 now. He's got 203.
And we'll say 215 now after that first down run. So that was carry number 19. That's 11.3 yards a rush tonight.
That's pretty impressive.
It's doubling his season average. And what was his yards per game average coming in? Does MVL stats break that down?
No, but
Okay.
I mean, he had just shy of 700 yards, so
And here is Kowicki.
About
Kowicki cuts it
115
back.
yards a game.
Kowicki has a first down, and that's going to put him over positive rushing yards for the game. So he was 5 for what, -5, I think, at halftime, they said?
-2, -3, -5, something like that.
I think it all went away when he returned that kickoff, though, for the touchdown.
Right.
Hey, I don't care. I got a kickoff return.
But yeah, he had just shy of 700 yards coming into this game. Ward did, so that's what, 200 or 115, 116 yards a game, something like that.
Mm-hmm. See Troy moving downfield rather quickly as Ward gets that one, cuts it back in. Ward, first down run. And inside the 30 down to about the 26-yard
And when
line.
you have an offensive line that is that good at pulling, like this Trojan offensive line is, and then you have a back that it just takes 3 or 4 defenders to bring him down play after play, it's going to take, it's going to take a Herculean effort here in the second half by these Pirates in order to stop them.
West Carrollton just took a timeout.
You see 1, 2, 3 different Pirates.
Could have brought him down, and finally, it was still, what, 3 that ended up bringing them down together?
Bauer, Jones, Stark, and Bird. A combination of the 3 of them.
I think it's safe to say Springboro is firing on all cylinders ever since that comeback win against Fairmont.
And then the comeback win against Centerville the week after.
They're up 41-3 over Northmont. We got Wayne and Wayne and Springboro next week. That'll be
that should be
shootout.
A fun game. Especially, is Wayne still getting worked by the Firebirds?
I haven't got an update in a while.
The Wayne, 17 minutes ago, Weaver posted that Wayne is up by 1.
All right. There's a run by Ward. Ward breaks through, and Ward will have his first touchdown of the game from 27 yards out on a first down carry.
Long overdue, but I mean, when it takes half the defense every single play to try and stop this guy, like at some point, the dam is just gonna break. And right there, it did.
Troy an extra point away from going up 21-6 against the Pirates. That one is up and good, and 6:08 left here in the third quarter. Troy leading 21-6. So that was set up by the block punt by the Trojans, and you think maybe not just the rest of this night, but maybe the last couple games of this season, if Pope is going to be your punter, maybe have him step back a couple more yards.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Troy just is getting through in a hurry on the special teams.
Yeah, they got the one block, and then they almost...
Actually, here's a minute. Fairmont recovers a fumble, and Drew Baker walks it in for a touchdown lead, 26-21.
I didn't know Drew Baker played defense.
No, Fairmont forced the fumble, and then Baker.
Okay, gotcha.
No. I tell you what, though, I follow Fairmont on Twitter. Drew Baker, hold on, here's the return to the outside on this kickoff, and there's a across the 50 down to about the 30, and there's
flag
the flag.
Comes out around the Pirate 45.
But it's going to be holding against the Trojans, or the Pirates.
And you can see it right there. I believe it was number 3.
Right, Stark.
Kind of hooked the defender. So did you see that picture of Garrett Bowles walking into the game yesterday? Of the picture of him from the week before?
Uh-uh.
He was wearing a shirt of him diving, trying to stop the pick six.
That is funny. But no, we were talking about in Fairmont, another blocked field goal return for a touchdown tonight. So special teams killing it for the Firebirds this year.
I'll tell you what, man. The last couple weeks, they've really been on fire.
Well, let's see. They had the block kick against Alter. Here's the outlet pass here to Robinson. That'll be catch number 11. Robinson trying to make something go upfield. Robinson still on his feet. There's a flag and finally tackled about almost 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Robinson doing everything he could to make a play. He put the brakes on and Noah Miller went sliding across the field. Number 7 for the Trojans, but it's going to be a hold, I believe.
Catch number 11. Robinson trying to make something go upfield. There's a flag and finally tackled. Here we go. You have just announced Trayshawn Sanders from Xenia breaks the school record for rushing with 1,351 yards.
Oh, why do you have to do it against Stebbins?
I haven't seen the score update yet on Stebbins.
Last time I looked, it was 21 to 7.
Breaks the school record for rushing with 1,351 yards. Jamel Wright and
What do you have to do
interception
of the
of
quarter?
the third quarter. Ooh. That is not good.
Well, hey, 3 interceptions in the quarter, and it's still only 28 to 7. So it could be worse.
It could be a lot worse. So
That was
after
10 minutes ago.
That holding penalty backs West Carrollton up 2nd and 29.
1,351 yards.
Cloyd
the school
rolling to
record.
the right. Cloyd throws it downfield, and it is intercepted. I
That-
believe that is number 2.
Colin Stoltz.
And Stoltz actually into the end zone with a pick 6.
And you know, Jared, sometimes when it rains, it pours. Cloyd, he overshoots the receiver. I believe it was Ray Riley that he was looking for.
That pick 6 puts it now up 27 to 6 with 5:14 left here in the third. There you go. 16 seconds left on the play clock. West Carrollton 7 people out. That point is up and good. Makes it 28 to 6 with 5:14. And West Carrollton still had 12 people on the field. And they ran 2 off late.
You know, the refs have been having some issues tonight, Jared.
These are, I know they've talked about shortages.
These the
or
replacement
being
refs?
Yeah.
From a few years
Is it a
ago.
touchdown or is it an interception? But 5:14 left here in the third as Troy is starting to lengthen its lead a little bit on this one. West Carrollton not showing signs of not giving up yet. But this line has got to start protecting better for Cloyd.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job in the first half for the most part. I mean, there was a few really bad breakdowns where Cloyd was left all to himself, but I mean, so far in this first half, he's just been under siege almost every play.
Kickoff. Looked like that was that number 9? Yeah, with the return.
He was left up. He looks to be in pain. So far in this first half,
Pirate to go
he's
down.
just been under siege almost every play. This team cannot afford
more people. I mean, they already have a lot of two-way players. GCL down on the field. We remind you, tonight's game is brought to you by Collins Real Estate Services out of Miamisburg. If you're looking for a home either to buy or sell, we remind you to call Michelle Collins. Double duty is real estate agent and the mayor of Miamisburg.
Tell you what, she must be a busy lady.
And no time off.
Hey, there you go. She must be a Patriots fan. No days off, you know, Bill Belichick's slogan.
I don't think many people get that reference, Andy.
If you're watching a football game, you should.
And you talk about football. I mean, what about Brady and Giselle signing for divorce?
Oh man, I'll tell you what. That really I was kind of shocked when I opened up Twitter earlier this week and I read that, because I thought it was just a bunch of rumors.
Cloyd with a pitch and hit in the backfield by number 37.
Pope had
Cameron
no
Stoltz.
time
Cloyd with a pitch.
as the defense was in the backfield almost immediately. And Jared, I hate to report this.
And there's a taunt there's a taunting foul called by Stoltz as when he stood up. He kind of flexed over, and we'll see here at the end of the replay maybe. Yeah, maybe not. Cut it off right at the end.
As I was saying, I hate to give this update, but just after Sanders broke the record, he goes for a 32-yard touchdown.
All right.
To add a couple more yards
and a touchdown against Stebbins.
Yeah. That's a good night to be an Indian. Hey, Brady Lupin connects with Delyn Watkins on a 55-yard touchdown. So Northmont up to 10 points now.
Oh, they finally scored a touchdown.
Yep. 8.5 minutes left. 5-yard touchdown.
Pope with a run on the play, tackled by Ritchie. And at the end of the third quarter, Springfield 38, Centerville 10.
Pope was tackled by the smallest player on the opposing team. It was a small guy against a small guy. Ritchie at 5'7", Pope at 5'8".
Also, Pope is taller than somebody on the field. Cloyd trying to... Well, Cloyd keeping the legs turning, and that's the second time he has pushed Robinson out of the way.
And Cloyd doing everything he can to outrun Logan Harlemert. Harlemert. Yeah, there you go.
It's been a hard one to say.
I got the other guy's name right.
Gain of 5 on that play. It'll be 3rd and 5 here for the Pirates. Cloyd surveys the field. Quick pass out to
Pope.
And Pope slipped and is a little bit too far out in front of him as well.
Pope at 5'8". From Springfield and Centerville, 38-10.
Oh, okay.
Elks have cut into the lead. After the Elks went for it on 4th and 2 at their own 41.
That shows when you're trailing and you just try to get something going. Pass here on 4th down is complete along the sideline to
Kadari.
And that moves the chains for West Carrollton. Is complete. Tackled on the play, I believe, by Stoltz.
How many catches is he up to now? Hey, he's probably got that 11 by now, right?
Kadari? I don't think Kadari has 11.
Yeah, my bad.
Robinson's at 11. Or at 10 still. He needs one more. Last 2 times Cloyd has scrambled, he's ended up getting pushed down by Logan. Try to get an extra 2-3 yards. Floyd, and that one's blown dead immediately.
The Pirates are gonna go ahead and walk back.
Back already. That's gonna make it 1st and 15 at the 47.
Cloyd takes a snap,
Thrown to
throws
the far
deep.
sideline to Kadari, and he was out of bounds. A lot of pushing back and forth.
Cloyd trying for the back shoulder fade. Now he's just a little bit too far to the outside.
So it's going to be 2nd and 15, 1 left here in the
Pope on the outside gets the catch.
about maybe a gain of 2 on the play. 1 left here in the
Outside gets the catch.
third and 14 after the gain of 1. Cloyd back to pass. Throws it middle of the field and almost a completion there to, was that Robinson? It looked like it almost could have come up with a one-handed catch there.
Yeah, that one was just a step behind him.
And that's the chance the Pirates take of not leading a running back there. I mean, these linemen for Troy have been getting in the backfield quickly all night.
Mm-hmm. At will, Jared, specifically Devron Strobel.
Between Strobel and Harlemet. And here on 4th and 14.
There's another flag.
If that's another false start against West Carrollton. Who would have had an over-under of, what is that, 7th false start, I think, against the Pirates?
I believe so, man.
Seven penalty. False
That was a
start.
pretty good guess.
That's not keeping track. So now 4th and 18 from midfield here for West Carrollton. And now I think they're gonna send out Pope and punt this one away. Potentially. I mean, we have seen Pope scramble for a first down earlier. And Pope gets a nice punt.
We're going to go down
Caught
to
at
around
the
the 25. We should have brought our s'mores out tonight, Jared. Last time we were here, we were talking about s'mores.
I know, and it wasn't needed
Our
for
campfire was up there in the corner.
They don't have a campfire going on tonight, and now it's needed.
Yeah, it was 85 degrees that day.
Yeah, that was the first game of the season. Here in week number 8, and you've got, what's it, mid-50s outside, I think.
Let me see what our weather app says. I got 50 degrees on the dot.
You got bunch of weather. 50 degrees, and it's only going to get colder next week. I think it's going to be about this at kickoff. Might need to bring a space heater for
Well,
next
Jared,
week.
that's we start getting into this fall weather. We get into that
Fall weather.
Midwestern football type of feel.
Fall weather. This is Ohio weather, Andy. It was 70s earlier this week, and it dropped down to 50 like you saw a state trooper.
Yeah, bro. I know. Like my birthday is like in like 3 days. Like it's always like this. Ward up the middle. He's gonna get out to about the 43.
Under 2 minutes left here. It's 3rd and 2 here for the Trojans. Do you want to just presume that it's going to go to a Ward handoff here? And it does right at the middle. And West Carrollton
They stop him.
Stops it. It's going to go to a minor handoff here. It's a yard. Jones with the tackle. It's going to make it 4th and 1.
So I mean, it's still a very big deficit, Jared. But Ross Kopic picks off Springfield. Elks get the ball back at their own 20. Down 28.
Are you hoping for that
10:45.
comeback, Andy?
I mean, anything's possible, man.
Barbosa with a tackle there for the Pirates. And see, next week is going to be a lot more interesting because we're going to have 2 teams in 2 different conferences to talk about, or 2 different regions to talk about in the playoffs. And these next 2 weeks, a lot of playoff implications on the line. Here's a pod pass to the outside, and
They were
broken
going for
up.
Willie Ritchie.
that was Kadari with all the coverage. For 2 different regions. And he only got to come up with an interception there.
Willie Ritchie. About a minute ago, Bolt scored another TD. 14 seconds left. Cut that one 41-17. The closing seconds.
Here's the handoff to Ward. Ward cuts it back in. Ward at the 50,
And he's got
40,
a big hole.
30, 20. Ward at the 10. And the dive at the end won't get it. And Ward has his 2nd touchdown of the 2nd half. Actually, the quarter. And I think that one's going to put him over 300 yards for the game.
Yeah, that's for sure. You just see, Kawecki go in motion, and you see the 2 guards pull. And the
we talked
hole
about
is
it.
so big up the middle. You just see it's a foot race. He ain't got the most,
He doesn't have the speed.
he
I mean,
got the
we
best
saw him
stamina
track
either,
down
but
tackle
man.
from behind earlier in the 1st quarter.
So Jahari Ward coming into the night with just shy of 700 yards. He's going to leave the night with over 1,000.
Did not tell you I was playing fantasy this week. It was a waiver wire pick.
Good thing I'm not playing you this week, buddy.
35-6 lead the Trojans.
That's what, 42 points and counting?
And counting, yeah. 2 touchdowns. That's 12, and yeah, that's a lot.
We're still in the third quarter.
I know we still got fourth quarter to go. This one's seemed like it slowed down quite a bit, and I mean, but both teams have been playing at least up tempo. It seems like.
You know, talking about those s'mores, I don't have any s'mores with me. I got s'mores granola bars in my car, though.
Well, we all know where we're going after the game. We're going to Andy's car. And there's a bobbled snap on a kickoff here for Yao, and Yao trying to get through and gets to the 36 maybe. There's another tackle by Gage Kawicki, younger brother to 23, the running back. Running back's a senior, linebacker's the sophomore.
This one, handoff to Pitts, takes it to the outside.
And he will gain about 5 on the play, and that one will do it going into the fourth quarter. Troy leading 35-6 over the Pirates here on senior night for West Carrollton. We remind you tonight's game is brought to you by, or proudly sponsored by Collins Real Estate Services out of Miamisburg. You've got either looking to sell or buy a house, they remind you to call Collins Real Estate Services. We head into the fourth quarter here. We'll preview we'll preview throughout the fourth quarter. I mean, Wayne and Springboro going back and forth on the season. Both those schools. Springboro actually in Region 4 of Division 1 coming into the night was a 3 seed. Their lone loss was a 1-point loss to Elder earlier this year.
Cloyd throws this one to the outside. Ray Riley is gonna haul that one in, but there is no room for him there.
Third and 8 here for the Pirates. Floyd hands it off there to, is that Pitts?
I believe so.
Haven't really called his name out of the backfield a lot tonight.
Not a ton.
That'll make it fourth and about 3 or 4.
He enters tonight's game with 36 rushes on the season. Just over 100 yards. This time he hits Pope going the other way, and he's going to be about 2 or 3 yards shy of a first down.
That will be a turnover on downs for the Pirates. And now you see here some confusion from the refs again. That was a 4th down play by my notes, but they had 3 on the dial-a-down.
So now they're going to talk about it.
we got a final from Wayne. Fairmont picks up the win 26-21. That is Miller's first win over Wayne in his 7 years. So, Andy, I think everybody at Fairmont is going to want you to pick Centerville next week.
I might just pick Fairmont just to spite you guys.
Andy, you will not be allowed back at Fairmont for any sport.
I'll wear a fake mustache. I'll
Over your real one?
Sneak my way in.
So they did finally realize it was turnover on downs.
I'll go with the handlebar. No one will recognize me.
We don't need to bring back the Reds into this. And there is Kowicki with a run there for about a gain of 8. So gain of, it would be 2nd and 3 here for the Trojans at the 35-yard line. Back to pass, throws it middle of the field, and it is hauled in, bobbled in.
He caught that twice.
Touchdown.
Great
Number
job
2,
there by
Colin
Colin Stoltz. Really nice job there by Stoltz. As Arette Kadiri had really nice coverage there on the play. He had to catch that one twice. Kadiri kind of knocked it away the first time, made him bobble it, and
Hold it
back in.
back and forth between both of them, and nice to see the refs let that one go. Take a look at the replay here. See number 18, Donald Stanley, throws it out to Stoltz. Like you said, bobbled it, caught it twice, and here you have number 5, Andrew Hellman, out to kick the extra point. It is up, and it is good. So now that will put this at a running clock. And looking at the rest of Troy's schedule, I think it definitely favors them in trying to improve their playoff position, finishing with Greenville and at Butler.
Yeah, for sure. And Butler, that was West Carrollton's best game of the season here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, 29-14 loss. West Carrollton was in that one till I think about the 4th quarter. Butler, I think, had 2 scoring drives in a row. Yeah, and you talk about, I mean, Greenville comes in there 1-6, and Butler's 3-4. You see Troy is on to kick off this one again. And then, like we talked about earlier,
Number 10, Tyler Lewis. Boots that one away. The ball is
West
put on the
Carrollton
ground.
falls on it instead of trying to pick it up. And then we talked about they're finishing West Carrollton. They got at Xenian and at Fairborn. Like we said, Fairborn 1-6 might be the best chance for the Pirates to end the season on a high note.
I've been picking them all year, man. I'm definitely picking them again week 10.
Be interesting to see what the standings are after this week. We've had two of our guest pickers go undefeated. We had Tony Peters week 3
Oh, yeah, and
undefeated,
then last week,
Gene
or
went undefeated last week.
No, because what's her name went undefeated too, didn't she?
Who?
Carrie? Or
I'll have to. Tony, no, because Carrie picked up.
oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go.
But yeah, I mean,
No.
guest pickers. I mean, a lot of success.
I just need to do whatever the heck our guest pickers do.
Tony, that's the opposite of what you're doing. Don't think about the pick, just do it.
Nice shovel pass up to Pitts. And we get pickup of about 3.
That was completed to Pitts, like you said. Carrollton taking all the time off the play clock now, trying to stop the bleeding a little bit. You see here Cloyd back to pass, middle of the field, and that one is intercepted by Gonzalez. Gonzalez at the 40.
Then
the
he's
30,
got a clear path
the 20,
to the end zone.
10, Gonzalez in at the end. Caps off the interception with a return to the house.
Cloyd was the last guy there to have a chance to stop him. He was unable to slow him down.
You see here in the replay. Look, I mean, that was definitely behind the...
After what was a nip and tuck first half, Troy has come out and put a beating on the Pirates.
He tried to either feed it in there to Poe or Kadari, or that's number 24.
Brandon Foster.
Have not called his name all night. And I know
I don't know what the West Carrollton band is celebrating.
it's senior night. That's it. Snap was on the ground. You're going to pick it up, throw it middle of the field, and that one is intercepted. As the ball, it didn't really get off the ground. It was just scooted to the holder. And then the holder was number 24, Liam Evilsizer.
Dexter Pitts in there. The guy who was able to pick that pass off.
Coming out, Trojan set to kick this one off.
I need a pair of binoculars. I need to look over in the opposing fans section, see if my old gym teacher's over there. Because like you said earlier, how many different people are named Evilsizer?
Well, there is a Bergstrom in the phone book that I don't know. It's no relation, so.
Well, that's weird, because you're the only Bergstroms I've ever met.
Senior Troy set to kick off. 7:53 left here in the game. That one fielded
By Pope.
Pope cuts it across, pushed out of bounds, fumbled going out of bounds across the 40.
He's gonna mark him out at the 48.
And let's see, now they're gonna walk back to the 44. And we talked about, you said the 48. I was like, well, that's where the ball flew out of bounds, but they've wisely walked it back. Cloyd back to pass, going to hand this one off to, no, Cloyd keeps it. Cloyd runs up the middle of the field, lowers the shoulder, and gets the first down.
We've seen all season long the toughness of Logan Cloyd, just the ability to lower his head, pick up tough yards. He's a team's leading rusher at 143 yards.
Read the read option there perfectly, and you just imagine how many more yards he would have rushing if he would have been able to play from week, I think it was 3 to 6 with that throwing shoulder injury.
Yeah, the injuries have really dealt a blow to this Pirates team this season.
That's the 8th false start against the Pirates. I don't. 6:50 left. Do we get to 10? Six and a half minutes left here in the game. And that one's on the ground. Ball picked up, and here's a chance for a scoop and score on the defensive end. That is number 22 for the Trojans.
That is Devin Strobel. We've talked about him all night long.
His name, and he's finally rewarded with a touchdown. All the hard work he's done.
He's had a ton of pressure from the left side, from the right side. They put him on both sides of the line. It doesn't matter. That time he came from right up the middle.
Oh, he kind of kicked that one to himself.
I don't know what happened there, if it was a bad
Looked like
snap.
a bad exchange. Looked like Cloyd went to pull it, and Pope wanted out. Or Pope wanted to keep it as well, it looked like, and ended up a scoop and score the other way for the Trojans, and that one.
And
that
Liam
extra point.
Evilsizer, once again, there's a little
Bad snap, but he gets it down.
miscue on the snap, and he's able to correct it in time for the extra point to be up and good.
55-6. Maybe for our camera people, this is the best part of the night, Andy. We talk about the drum line every week, and this is the best part. Right down here in front of the West Carrollton student section, so our cameras can pick it up. I mean, that's my favorite part, just watching the drum line just absolutely go at it with the student section and the drums. There's a squib right up the middle, and that one picked up. Looked like by, is that Pope again? Yes. Or no,
No.
that was Robinson.
Yeah, there you go.
Haven't really called Robinson because Troy isn't kicking it that deep. And we saw, I mean, the first kickoff of the game, they got West Carrollton to fumble it, and I think they've actually fumbled 2 kickoffs, and that's a part of the game that people work on. I mean, look what happened last week with Fairmont Miamisburg. Fairmont, every single time they go and do that fake kickoff, and the one time they don't, Will Holt drills it right off a lineman that's not paying attention, and Fairmont gets the recovery. Pitts with a carry there for about a loss of 3.
And this offensive line has just really struggled all night long to get any sort
Look,
of push.
you got 3 people in the backfield. Floyd throws it middle of the field, and that one is incomplete.
Low, looking for Kadiri.
Now we got the whole drum line down here. It'll be 3rd and 12 here for the Pirates. Cloyd throws it out to Robinson. Robinson, that's his 11th catch tonight, and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Pirates, and that ties a Cloyd.
Back-to-back weeks. Up to 43 catches on the night, or on the season. And yeah, Jared, I really do believe here in the closing last couple games of this season, they found something special there in Antonio Robinson. He's been so good the last 2 weeks.
And there's a punt by Poe. Nice end over end spiral kick.
And it's going to go to about 36.
Number 30, Caleb Atkins called his name quite a bit tonight early in the first quarter, first half.
Don't forget tonight's game brought to you by Collins Real Estate. You're in Miamisburg and looking to buy or sell a home? Call Michelle Collins, hardest working lady in Miamisburg.
There's an injured player down on the field here for the Trojans. There you see he is up and now. Oh, that is Gonzalez being helped off the field, and he kind of coming off with a limp.
And it's a starting safety for the Trojans, so
Had a
that
pick
could be,
six earlier.
yeah, that could be a huge blow to this team this season.
You see sportsmanship on both sides. Everybody's clapping for him. I mean, you don't want to see high school students go down with injuries. We actually see here, you guys won't on TV, but we see Tim Carpenter's out here on crutches for the Pirates. He went down on the first drive for Troy defensive or West Carrollton offensively. And there you see.
It looks like that is number 44, Dakota Mason or Manson.
Thank God it wasn't number 46 for Troy. Owen Zikafus.
I'm glad you tried that one.
I hope that's right. Or you had number 47.
How about 50/98?
Cameron Cadablo.
Yeah,
There's a
something
big
like
run
that.
there by
Manson. This offensive line just the entire second half for Troy has done a great job getting an amazing push.
And it's not like they even did a bad job in the first half. I mean, was it Ward had
97
yards in the first half.
They just weren't able to convert it into many scores. But here in the second half, my goodness, man, they've been able to just capitalize and complete drive after drive.
It's gonna be hard to pick. I mean, who do we give player of the game to? I mean,
Oh, it's Ward.
do you give it to Ward? But
He's over 300 yards.
Andy, you got at least want to give the options.
No, I don't. He has over 300 yards. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, you had so many. I mean, you had the defensive scoop and score. I mean, Strobel has had at least 2 sacks, a fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, and a touchdown. You don't see that every day from your outside linebacker.
That's true. But their running back has over 300 yards and 20 carries.
It's expected in a game when you have a wing team offense formation.
But their running back has 300 yards and 20 carries.
That was
No,
Kavanaugh
no,
with a run.
300 yards is not expected. He has 700 coming into the game.
Oh, he had a good game.
He had an amazing game, and that's why he's the player of the game.
You see, oh, there's another player down on the field. come off slowly. Didn't see who that was. There's somewhat of a, is that a pitch or a pass?
Gage Kowecki. That's her
Younger brother.
Does he have two younger brothers?
No, Gage is the other one. Yeah, you got Nicholas and Gage.
As the final minute is ticking off the clock here in Dock Stadium.
I want to get a shot. Our camera people need to get a shot of the band there. I don't think the band cares. It's senior night and they're partying hard down there.
Yeah, they are not paying attention to the scoreboard.
And Troy's going to take that one knee, and that is going to be it. Troy doesn't have to hike it again. The refs aren't even going to set the play clock, and Troy, in what was a 7-6 barn burner at the half, Troy erupts for 47 in the third.
48.
48 in the third and fourth quarter, and just dominate this game in the second half. Again, Joey Ward, player of the game for the Trojans. Remind you, West Carrollton falls to 0-8, and they will play at Xenia next week. Troy go to 5-3 on the season. They will play at Greenville, or they will host Greenville on their senior night next week. And then our game of the week next week for week number 9 will be the Wayne Warriors taking on Springboro Panthers in the Panthers senior night.
And I'm excited for that one already. I don't know about you, Jared, but that is looking up to be a great game next week.
Yeah, Wayne coming off of that stinging loss to the Firebirds. See how they bounce back next week in our game of the week. But for the rest of the kids here from West Carrollton, the crew from Miami Valley Communications canceled. Jared Bergstrom, Andy Horton in the booth. We will see you all next week.
That's all, folks.